It is my great pleasure to introduce a man that I'm proud to call my friend, a student of Dr. Martin Luther King, a student and graduate of Morehouse, the head of Third Baptist Church, and the head of the San Francisco NAACP, the Honorable Amos Brown.
Thank you, Brother G.L. Hodge, to the Reverend Mr. Michael Pappas, his superlative and exquisite leader of this interfaith enterprise, and to the mother of this organization of faith leaders, Ms. Rita Simmel. And I could not in good conscience leave this podium without acknowledging the leadership of Reverend Mr. Martin Grizzell, who picked up the leadership mantle after our friend, the Reverend Mr. Cecil Williams, retired. As a concluding note, I could very well, just in the tradition of my Baptist communion, say, amen, and let's go home.
Not like you.
But my conscience tells me that I must say to you, as we gather this day, we must never forget that we are here in this beautiful surrounding of nature and outstanding architecture, and hearing the cascading fall of the water of the Martin Luther King Memorial, which is one of the largest, most creative and impressive memorials to Dr. King in these United States and possibly in the world. But for every gift and blessing that we receive in this life, we receive them because we all live on unearned increments. And somebody else was responsible for the blessing that we receive. This memorial is the gift of the mind of one Houston Conwell, an African-American brother who called on me over a quarter of a century ago after realizing that I was one of the only 8 students that Martin Luther King Jr. taught in his lifetime at Morehouse College. And Mr. Conwell asked me, Reverend Brown, what rhetorical flights of words best define and typify Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s speech? And I said to him, well, sir, that's a question I can ask without hesitating. Amos, the 5th chapter, in which my namesake in the Holy Book said, take away from me your singing, your shouting. Take away from me all of your ritual. Take away from me your ceremony. But let justice roll down like waters and righteousness as an ever-flowing stream. Finally, my friend, on this past Friday, 2 hours before I was to again speak at the great Temple Emmanuel congregation of this city, I received a call from a lady who was of our ethnicity. She was an African American who had the unmitigated gall to say to me, Reverend Brown, why don't you leave Donald Trump alone and be kind to him by supporting him? She said, and before I responded, I had to count to 100. I said, you have your nerve to ask this Baptist preacher who bears the scars of the civil rights movement, who marched with John Lewis, and both of us as young men were so greatly impacted by that brutal, inhumane murder of one Emmett Till in 1955 by those racist white men in Mississippi. I said, you have your nerve to call me, to ask me to support this man. And I said to her, Madam, you need to come and sit at my feet and let me teach you something. She said, but I don't need any teaching. I am convinced that he is a good man. She said, you know, he's keeping all of these immigrants out of the country, and that's a good thing. And then she said to me, you know, I'm from New York, and he used to come down to Harlem to play basketball with black boys. And you know, by that time, I thought I had to borrow some cussing language. But I say to you this day, the struggle is not about whether or not Donald Trump played basketball with some black boys. We had too much of a stereotypical image of black folks only being able to shoot a basket. But I've got news for you. Just the other day, a young man named Marting, at the age of 13, who began to study Albert Einstein and read every book that he could find, got a PhD degree from Stanford University in astrophysics. We can do more than shoot a basketball. And we don't need Steve Harvey to come and tell us he had a good meeting with Donald Trump. There will not be a good meeting until Donald Trump has a meeting with the Urban League president, with the NAACP president, with the National Council of Negro Women, with Jewish Interfaith Council, until justice roll down like waters and righteousness as an ever-flowing stream. of this country is at stake. And this is no time for entertainers. This is no time for somebody from a reality show. Now is the time for all good Americans to stand up for peace, stand up for justice, stand up for righteousness, stand up for inclusion, stand up for women, stand up for immigrants, stand up for the less fortunate. And when we stand up, the day will come when all of us will be able to say, I'm black and I'm proud. I'm brown and I'm sound. I'm yellow and I'm mellow. I'm red but I ain't dead. I'm white and I'm all right. I'm gay but I'm godly. I'm straight but I'm sensible. I'm a woman but I'm wise. I am an immigrant but I'm industrious. Until that day, let justice roll down like water and righteousness as an ever-flowing stream. God bless you. I love you. Hang in there. Don't let nobody turn you around. Hang in there. Don't let nobody take your dream. Hang in there. And peace will come and prevail in these United States of America.
Reverend Brown, thank you, Reverend Brown. And now, I'm going to bring up Aaron Grizel. He's the one that's got all the activities that we have going on today. He's going to let you know what you can get turned loose to start doing today. Will you come up here now, sir?
Thank you, GL. Thank you, Interfaith Council. Thank you to our civic leaders, and thank you for such an inspiring preached word from the Reverend Dr. Amos C. Brown. Let's give him another. All right. So you're all here, and we are ready to get started. Let me do two things. One is, we've had, and they might all be gone now, but we had programs, little 10-inch by 3-inch things that were passed around. Those who have those, raise them up, if you would. These MLK 2017, they give you all of the activities going on today. I'm going to give you three things that I want you to consider. For you young and you young at heart, who want to see yourself as a superhero and a super shero in comics, go up to the 4th floor, the City View room in the Metreon Theater. People who wrote Spider-Man and Batman and the Avengers and Luke Cage and Power Man and all that, they're up there. Go up there. Young people, go up there. There's free stuff for you. There's free comics for you. All of that. 4th floor, right behind you. Those of us who need to focus on our health and the ACA and all of those issues in the forum right behind, in the Yerba Buena Center for the Arts, is our Health and Wellness Festival. You can get services there. You can get all types of information regarding environmental justice, regarding health justice. All of that is in the forum. And then you have some goodies. Folks are in there selling one-of-a-kind pieces of art, works in commemoration of Dr. King. You want to look at all of that. And then you see right here, to my left and to your right, what you're looking at in that waterfall is the 3rd largest monument in honor of Dr. King in these United States. As Dr. Brown mentioned, this city has made a commitment to the legacy of Dr. King and Dr. King's impact by naming this monument after Dr. King. It is the crown jewel of this area. If you do the walk through there, you'll get that quote that Reverend Brown was speaking about. And then our main program that is going on moments after we adjourn here in the theater there at Yerba Buena Center for the Arts, I want everyone to get a seat. We have two things, or three things. The first is we have a musical presentation from the Martin Luther King Passages Singers. These are world-renowned singers who graced us at Grace Cathedral yesterday doing our MLK Evensong there at Grace Cathedral, and they are there to perform for you. Directly following that musical offering is our main program, Grade A Social Justice. Grade A. A means one athlete, one actor, one attorney, one activist, one academic, one artist. There will be groups of those in there doing a talk back. The Dr. Claiborne Carson, who is the director of the King Institute at Stanford University and the Martin Luther King Centennial Professor at Stanford, he is the person that in 1985, the late Coretta Scott King gave her husband's papers to hold in trust and to write all of those books and anthologies about Dr. King. He's the foremost Kingian scholar in the world today. He will be with us. We have I see some Warriors jerseys out here. Not these Warriors, but the 2008 Warriors that beat the Dallas Mavericks in a great series there. Baron Davis, Black Santa, is in there as our athlete. So you want to go in there for that. We have the president of the San Francisco Bar Association, Attorney Yolanda Jackson, will be in there. It is my hope our Willie B. Kennedy Service Award winner this year was the legendary Dolores Huerta. We are hoping that she stayed with us to be a part of this conversation as well. But we want you all to go in there for that conversation. It will be lively, it will be timely, and it is for you. And then we have the voices of the San Francisco Gay Men's Chorus who will be rounding out that offering. So right after this, go into the theater, pack that out. You will leave edified, and you will leave refreshed. And then come back out here, because out here will be the soulful sounds of Zydeco. There will be some samba by Samba Funk. We have Grammy Award winning artists who will be performing on this stage. Our own local Kim Nally, jazz great, she will be performing on this stage. So we have all of this for you. Remember, young at heart, upstairs. Health, everyone, in the farm. We have film screenings there too, but go first to the theater and be edified and be refreshed. Is that all right? Is that all right?
Have we enjoyed our program this far? Are we ready to continue to enjoy this day? I just want to change this last verse. We're going to sing together, but I want us to sing something with meaning for our people who have come up here. Corletta Jackson, she said, let's keep this dream alive. Can we sing that today? Keep this dream alive. Keep this dream alive. Keep this dream alive today. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe. Keep this dream alive. shall overcome.
We shall